Hare Krishna, sir. Sir, you are mute.
I don't know how long I was mute. What did you listen last? Anyway, so I was telling the taste, to taste the fruit of the devotional service in Golok Vrindavana is the highest perfection of one's life. The highest achievement attained by the jnanis and impersonalists is just to become one with the Supreme, generally known as moksha or liberation. So, and the yogi's highest perfection is the 8 material perfection. The mystic yogis, we call it, like anima, lagima, prapti. Yet, these are nothing compared to the eternal bliss of the devotee who returns back to Godhead. He will taste the fruit of devotional service to the lotus feet of Krishna. So all these material perfections, even up to the point of liberation, they're all very insignificant in comparison. That is why the pure devotee is never interested in such things. He is only interested in perfecting his devotional service to the Lord Krishna. So the pleasure of impersonalist or monist philosophers is condemned. So this is a very beautiful purport Prabhupada is telling. So there are two personals, they are called impersonalist. The impersonalists are two kind. One is Brahmavadi, another is Mayavadi. Mayavadis, they deny the existence of the form of the Lord because of enviousness of Krishna. But impersonalists, there are other kind, Brahmavadi, they are not envious of Krishna. They are trying to learn, they are trying to understand the absolute truth, Krishna. So in there, they are in that stage of impersonal Brahman, and then they will come to, they are monist, but they will come to the platform of devotion service for sure, because they are the sincere seekers of the absolute truth without any enviousness. So they will be given association of a pure devotee. So Durlabham Atma Bhaktao. So they will get the pure devotee association. So any other process is not going to be successful. Jnana karma adi anavritam. This thing, what do you call? Anukulyena Krishna anusilnam bhakti uttama. Because Krishna says Bhakti Mama Vijanati. So you should know Bhakti, then you will know Krishna. So Bhakti means Uttama Bhakti, not contaminated devotional service like Karma Misra Bhakti and Jnana Misra Bhakti. Having a tinge of material attachment also is a failure attempt. I have already told you yesterday in the previous classes. So to attend the pure and allied loving devotional service, you just need simple attention, simple association of such a person. And we are very fortunate that we have got our Guru Maharaj, who is such a person. Okay, so this is not ordinary. And when you got that person's association, please don't lose your time. You must take full advantage of such association, hear from him every day, and imbibe that particular devotional qualities by practicing this particular devotional service under his bona fide guide. So actually, devotional perfection is very difficult to attain. Why it is difficult to attain? It is given in the purport of Srila Prabhupada. So, why? There are two reasons. First is, unless one is attracted to Krishna, he cannot attain devotional perfection. Even though he may be rendering devotional service for a very long time. But if he doesn't get attached to Krishna, what is the use of such devotional service for such a long duration? Second is, Krishna does not easily deliver perfection in devotional service. Because Bhakti Mama Vijanati, if Krishna sanctions that, he has to give himself to you. So Krishna doesn't easily deliver it. Very beautifully Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains all these things. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 6, verse 18 also, it is said, Muktim dadati karhechet. Srila Sukadeva Goswami, he was telling Maharaja Parikshit, Krishna readily grants liberation, but he does not very readily grant perfection in devotional service. Mind these words. This means that Krishna wants to see that a devotee is actually sincere and serious, and that he doesn't have ulterior motives at all. If this is the case, then very easily devotion service will become very successful. Otherwise, it's very, 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 very difficult. Because you have to obtain this from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Huh? So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sundhu, so Rupa Goswami also reveals this particular secret. The final perfection. Jnana Vairagya Yuktena Bhakti Yogena Yogina Kshemaya Padamulam Me Pravishanti Akuto Bhayam. So the yogis who has full transcendental knowledge and renunciation, and they are engaged in devotion service for their eternal benefit, they will take shelter at my lotus feet, Krishna says. And since Krishna is the Lord, they will become eligible to enter into the kingdom of Krishna without fear. So, one who wants to be really liberated from the entanglement of this material world and go back home, back to God at the ultimate reach, is actually a mystic yogi. So we are talking about the mystic yogi, how he is attaining the perfection. And gradually in this past few verses, almost in the chapter, Yuktena Bhakti Yogena. So those mystics, they engage in devotion service, first class yogis. So that is also told. The mystic yogi becomes, if he is not, becomes attached to any of the mystical perfection, then he will become a first class yogi and automatically attains knowledge and renunciation. So this is the consequent result of Bhakti Yoga. In this chapter, in the first canto, second chapter itself, it's very clearly confirmed that devotion service of Vasudeva or Krishna has complete transcendental knowledge as well as renunciation. So this rare thing can be achieved by the association of pure devotees. That is the secret. Then you practice your devotion service under the bona fide guidance of such wonderful, wonderful personality like our Guru Maharaj. Then it's not at all difficult to attain the ultimate perfection, which is Prema, Krishna Prema. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse 32. Ete Sruti Te Nripaveda Gite.
Ete Sruti Te Nripaveda Gite.
Tvaya Viprishte Cha Sanatane Cha.
Tvaya Viprishte Cha Sanatane Cha.
Ye Vai Pura Brahmana Ahatushta.
Ye Vai Pura Brahmana Ahatushta.
Aradito Bhagavan Vasudeva.
Aradito Bhagavan Vasudeva.
Yete Sruti Te Nripaveda Gite.
Ete Sruti Te Nripaveda Gite.
Tvaya Viprishte Cha Sanatane Cha.
Tvaya Viprishte Cha Sanatane Cha.
Ye Vai Pura Brahmana Ahatushta.
Ye Vai Pura Brahmana Ahatushta.
Aradito Bhagavan Vasudeva.
Aradito Bhagavan Vasudeva.
Ete Sruti Te Nripaveda Gite.
Ete Sruti Te Nripaveda Gite.
Tvaya Viprishte Cha Sanatane Cha.
Tvaya Viprishte Cha Sanatane Cha.
Ye Vai Pura Brahmana Ahatushta.
Ye Vai Pura Brahmana Ahatushta.
Aradito Bhagavan Vasudeva.
Aradito Bhagavan Vasudeva.
Go ahead, recite.
एते श्रिते ते नृपवेदगीते
एते श्रुति
त्वयाभिपृष्टे च सनातने च
त्वया
ये वै पुरा ब्रह्मणाः तुष्ट
ये वै पुरा ब्रह्मणा
आराधितो भगवान् वासुदेव
आराधितो भगवन् वासुदेव
एते श्रुतिते नृपवेदगीते
एते
श्रुतिते
नृपवेदगीते
नृपवेदगीते
त्वयाधिकृते च सनातने च
त्वया विपृष्टे च सनातने च
ये वै पुरा ब्रह्मणाः तुष्टा
ये वै पुरा ब्रह्मणाः तुष्टा
आराधितो भगवान् वासुदेव
आराधितो भगवान् वासुदेव
एते नृपवेदगीते
एते श्रुते ते नृपवेदगीते
त्वयाभिपृष्टे च सनातने च
विपृष्टे च सनातने च
ये वै पुरा ब्रह्मणा आहतुष्टा ये
ये
वै
वै पुरा ब्रह्मण आहतुष्ट
आराधितो भगवन् वासुदेव
आराधितो भगवान् वासुदेव
एते श्रुतिते नृपवेदगीते
एते श्रुतिते नृपवेदगीते
त्वयाभिपृष्टे च सनातने च
त्वया
त्वयाभिपृष्टे च
सनातने च
ये वै पुरा ब्रह्मणा आहतुष्टा
ये वै पुरा ब्रह्मण आहतुष्ट
आराधितो भगवान् वासुदेव
आराधितो भगवान् वासुदेव. Synonyms. Ete, all that is described.
एते all that is
described.
Shruti, way.
Shruti way.
Way.
Te, unto you.
Te unto
you.
Nrupa, O Maharaja Parikshit.
Kripa, O Maharaja.
Parikshit.
Veda Gite, according to the version of the Vedas.
Veda Gita
according to the version of the Vedas.
Tvaya, by your majesty.
Tvaya, by your majesty.
Abhiprushte, being properly inquired.
Abhiprushte, being properly inquired.
Cha, also.
Cha, also.
Sanatana, in the matter of eternal truth.
Sanatane, in the matter of eternal truth.
Cha, verily.
Cha, verily.
Ye, which.
Ye, which.
Why, certainly.
Why, certainly.
Why, certainly.
Pura, before.
Pura,
before.
Brahmane, unto Lord Brahma.
Brahmane, unto Lord Brahma.
Aha said.
Aha said.
Tushta, being satisfied.
Tushta, being satisfied.
Being satisfied.
Aradhita, being worshipped.
Aradhita being worshipped.
Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead.
Bhagavan, the personality of God.
Vasudeva, Lord Krishna.
Vasudeva, Lord.
Vasudeva, Lord Krishna.
Translation, please repeat after me. Your Majesty Maharaja Parikshit.
Your Majesty,
Your
Maharaja,
Majesty Maharaja Parikshit.
Know that all that I have described in reply to your proper inquiry
know that all that I have
Know that
described
all
I have
that I
described
have
in
described
reply
in
to your
reply
proper
to your
inquiry
proper inquiry
is just according to the version of the Vedas, and it is eternal truth.
is just
is
according
just
to the version of
according
the
to the
Vedas.
version
Eternal.
of Vedas, and it is eternal truth.
This was described personally by Lord Krishna unto Brahma.
This was
Which
described
was
personally
described personally by
to
Lord
Brahma,
Brahma,
With whom the Lord was satisfied upon being properly worshipped.
with
with
whom the
whom
Lord
the
was
Lord was
died
satisfied
upon
upon
being
being properly
properly
worshipped.
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 Yeah, purport.
The two different ways of reaching the spiritual sky and thereby getting an emancipation from all material bondage, namely either the direct process of reaching the kingdom of God or the gradual process through the other higher planets of the universe, are set forth exactly according to the version of the Vedas. The Vedic versions in this connection are Yada Sarve Pramuchyante Kamaye Ashya Hridi Shrita Atha Martyo Mrito Bhavati Atra Brahma Samasnute. Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 4.4.7 and Te Archit Abhisham Bhavanti. Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 6.2.15. Those who are free from all material desires, which are diseases of the heart, are able to conquer death and enter the kingdom of God through the archie planets. These Vedic versions corroborate the version of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the later is further confirmed by Sukadev Goswami, who affirms that the truth was disclosed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna Vasudeva, to Brahma, the first authority on the Vedas. The disciplic succession hold that the Vedas were uttered by Lord Krishna to Brahma, by Brahma to Narada, and by Narada to Vyasadeva, and then by Vyasadeva to Sukadev Goswami, and so on. So there is no difference between the versions of all the authorities. The truth is eternal, and as such, there cannot be any new opinion about the truth. This is the way of knowing the knowledge contained in the Vedas. It is not a thing to be understood by one's erudite scholarship or by the fashionable interpretations of the mundane scholars. There is nothing to be added and nothing to be subtracted. Because the truth is truth, one has to accept, after all, some authority. The modern scientists are also authorities for the common man for some scientific truths. The common man follows the version of scientist. This means that the common man follows the authority. The Vedic knowledge is also received in that way. The common man cannot argue about what is beyond the sky or beyond the universe. He must accept the versions of the Vedas as they are understood by the authorized disciplic succession. In the Bhagavad Gita, also the same process of understanding the Gita is stated in the 4th chapter. If one does not follow the authoritative version of the Acharyas, he will vainly search after the truth mentioned in the Vedas.
Hari Om Tat Sat. So very beautiful that authority is the simplest way of understanding everything which is beyond our scope. And there is nothing within our scope anyway. Even our experience of the birth, death, old age, and disease is also beyond our scope. We don't find the source of it to remove the root cause of its existence. So we failing in that. But there is a tendency of following authority for every living entity, especially the common men. If you see, they always want some authority so that they can follow. That means everybody is a follower. Everybody needs a leader. So the leader cannot be one amongst the follower. The leader should be one who is a leader, who is descendant, who has a leader above him. So such is the parampara, evam parampara praptam imam rajarsyo viduhu. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So through the unbroken chain of disciplic succession, this knowledge is given. And in this very same verse also, it is said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead delivered this Veda directly from Krishna to Brahma, and then Brahma to Narada, and Narada to Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva to Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami is delivering it to this Parikshit Maharaj, Suta Goswami, and Suta Goswami is delivering to all the Saunaka rishis, and we are all hearing that. So the other way of getting this knowledge is not very, intelligent. Because there is no possibility of experimental knowledge. In the conclusion of the purport, Srila Prabhupada said, if one does not follow the authoritative version of the Acharyas, he will vainly search after the truth mentioned in the Vedas. So, because there is no possibility of experimental knowledge about God, if one becomes advanced in Krishna consciousness, he will realize God directly. This is direct perception from the Acharya Parampara. Through realization, I am firmly convinced of whatever I am saying here about Krishna. I am not speaking blindly. Similarly, anyone can realize God. Swayam eva spuratyada. Direct knowledge of God will reveal to anyone who sticks to the process of Krishna consciousness. That is the purport of the purport here. Because such a person will actually understand, oh yes, there is a spiritual kingdom where God resides. And I have to go there. I must prepare myself to go there. Not by manufacturing Sputnik. So before going to another country, one may hear so much about it. But when he actually goes there, he understands everything directly, right? Similarly, if one takes up the process of Krishna consciousness, one day he will understand God and the kingdom of God directly. And the whole problem of his life will be solved. That's all. What is the difficulty? And here, Krishna uses the word Sanatane. So describe that spiritual kingdom, the material nature as a beginning and an end. So, yeah. But the spiritual nature has no beginning and no end. That is why it is Sanatana. How is that? We can understand that by a simple example. Sometimes when there is a snowfall, we see that the whole sky is covered by a cloud. But actually that cloud is covering only an insignificant part of the whole sky. But we are very minute. So when a cloud covers a few hundred miles of the sky, to us, the whole sky looks completely covered. Similarly, this entire material manifestation, this Mahat Tattva, is like a cloud covering an insignificant portion of the spiritual sky. And just as when the cloud clears, when we can see the bright sunlight sky, so when we get clear of this covering of matter, we can also see the eternal Sanatane, the original spiritual sky. So another important point is that in this material world, everything has a beginning, everything has an end. Our body simply exists for some time only. It takes birth, grows, stays for some time, gives off some byproducts, dwindles, and then vanishes. The sixth transformation of the body. Similarly, every material manifestation undergoes these six transformations. At the end, the whole material world will be vanquished. But Krishna is giving us assurance that parastasmatu bhavo anyo abhyakto abhyaktat sanatana. Again, sanatana. Beyond this destructible cloud-like material nature, there is another superior nature which is eternal. That has no beginning, that has no end. Yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu na vinashyati. When this material manifestation is annihilated, the superior nature will remain, just like nahanyate hanyamani sarire. Upon destruction of the body, the soul is not distracted. Similarly, upon destruction of the whole material cosmic manifestation, the spiritual nature is not even slightly disturbed. So that is the way we should understand. From the Evam Parampara Praptam only, this is possible. So we'll go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse 33. Nahi yatho anya shiva panta
नहि अतो अन्य
अन्य शिव पंथा
विशत्त संसृता विह
विशत
विशत संस्कृता इह
वासुदेवे भगवती
वासुदेवे
वासुदेवी
भगवती
भक्ति योगो यतो भवेत्
भक्ति
भक्ति
योगो यतो भवेत्
भवेत्
नहि यतो अन्य शिव पंथा
नहि
नहि यतो
अतो
अन्य
अन्य
शिव
पंथा
पंथा
विशत संसृता विह
विशत
विशत
संस्कृता
संस्कृता विह
वासुदेवे भगवती
वासुदेव
वासुदेवे
भगवती
भगवती
भक्ति योगो यतो भवेत्
भक्ति
भक्ति
योगो
योगो
यतो
यतो भवेत्
नहि यतोऽन्य शिवपन्था
नहि अतो अन्य
यतो
शिव
अन्य शिव
पंथा
पंथा
विशत्त संसृता विभ
विशत
विशत संस्कृता विह
वासुदेवे भगवती
वासुदेवे
वासुदेवे
भगवती
भगवती
भक्ति योगो यतो भवेत्
भक्ति
भक्ति योगो
योगो
यतो
यतो
भवेत्
भवेत्
Yeah, please do recite.
नहि यतो निह शिवपन्था
नहि अतो
अन्य
अन्य
शिवपन्था
विशत संश्रिता इह
विशत्त
विशत
संसृता विह
वासुदेवे भगवती
वासुदेवे
वासुदेवे
भगवती
भगवती
भक्ति योगो यतो भवेत्
भक्ति
भक्ति
योगो
योगो
यतो
यतो
भवेत्
भवेत्
नाही अतो अन्य शिवपन्थ
नहि यतो
अन्य
अन्य
शिवपन्था
पंथा
विशत संश्रिता विह
विशत
विशत
विहा
संस्कृता विह
वासुदेवे भगवती
वासुदेवे
वासुदेवे
भगवती
भगवती
भक्ति योगो यतो भवेत्
भक्ति
भक्ति
योगो यतो
योगो
भवेत्
यतो भवेत् नाही यतो अन्य शिव पंथा
नाही
नाही अतो
अन्यो शिव पंथा
शिवपन्थ
विशतः संस्कृता विह
विशत संस्कृता विहा
वासुदेवे भगवती
वासुदेवे भगवती
भक्ति योगो यतो भवेत्
भक्ति
भक्ति
योगो
योगो
यतो
यतो
भवेत्
भवेत् नाही यतो अन्य शिव पंथा
नाही
नाही
यतो
अतो
अन्य शिव
अन्य
पंथा
शिवपन्था
विशत संस्कृता विहा
विशत
विशत
संस्कृता विह
वा वासुदेवे भगवती
वासुदेवे
वासुदेवे
भगवती
भगवती
भक्ति योगो यतो भवेत्
भक्ति
भक्ति
योगो
योगो
यतो
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 भवेत्
भवेत्
synonyms no never
na never
never
he certainly
he certainly
certainly
atha beyond this
Atha beyond this
beyond this
anya any other
anya
any other
shiva auspicious
Shiva
Shiva
auspicious
auspicious
panda means
Pantha
Pantha
means
means
vishatha wandering
Vishatava
wandering
samsruthau in the material world
Samsritav in the material
in
world
the material world
iha in this life
Iha in
Here in this
this life
life
Vasudeva unto Lord Vasudeva Krishna.
Vasudeva Vasudeva Krishna.
Krishna,
Bhagavati, the personality of Godhead.
Bhagavati, the personality of God.
Godhead,
Bhakti Yoga, direct devotional service.
Bhakti
Bhakti
Yoga.
Yoga,
direct devotional service,
Yatha, wherein
Yata
wherein
Bhavet may result in.
Bhavit may
will result in.
Okay. So, translation, please repeat after me. For those who are wandering in the material universe,
For
for
those who are
Those
wandering
who are
in
wandering in the material universe,
there is no more auspicious means of deliverance than
there is
there is
there is
no
no
more
auspicious means
auspicious
of
means
deliverance
of
than
deliverance than
what is aimed at in the direct devotional service of Lord Krishna.
what is
what
what
is
is
aimed
aimed
at in the
at
devotional
the
service of Lord
devotional
Krishna.
service of Lord Krishna.
purport. As will be clarified in the next verse, devotional service or direct bhakti yoga is the only absolute and auspicious means of deliverance from the grip of material existence. There are many indirect methods for deliverance from the clutches of material existence, but none of them is as easy and auspicious as bhakti yoga. The means of gnana and yoga and other allied disciplines are not independent in delivering a performer. Such activities help one to reach the stage of Bhakti Yoga after many, many years. In the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is said that those who are attached to the impersonal feature of the Absolute are liable to many troubles in the pursuit of their desired goal. And the empiricist philosophers, searching after the Absolute Truth, realize the importance of Vasudeva realization as all in all after many, many births. Bhagavad Gita 7.19. As far as yoga systems are concerned, it is also said in the Bhagavad Gita 6.47 that amongst the mystics who pursue the absolute truth, the one who is always engaged in the service of the Lord is the greatest of all. And the last instruction in the Bhagavad Gita 18.66 advises fully surrendering unto the Lord, leaving aside all other engagements or different processes for self realization and liberation from material bondage. And the purport of all Vedic literatures is to induce one to accept the transcendental loving service of the Lord by all means. As early explained in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, either direct bhakti yoga or the means which ultimately culminate in bhakti yoga without any tinge of fruitive activity constitute the highest form of religion. Everything else is simply a waste of time for the performer. Sridhar Swami and all other acharyas like Jiva Goswami agree that bhakti yoga is not only easy, simple, natural, and free from trouble, but is the only source of happiness for the human being.
Hare Krishna, sir, you are on mute.
Sorry. Hey, where did you not heard?
Sir, we didn't hear you only.
Oh, Krishna. I don't know how it got into mute. I have completed my class, you see.
Oh, we didn't hear you only, sir.
So, Gaurahari, what I was telling. What was that you read? Okay, let me. Two point 33. So I was telling, oh my God, I don't think I'll get the words again. So I was telling that the living entity, owing to deep-rooted material desires, they are trying to engage their senses in the fruitive activities. And with that, it is thinking that it will yield happiness. But there is no way to achieve the happiness other than direct bhakti yoga. There's only one opportunity available that you perform a bhakti yoga. There is no any other process of self-realization or God realization or liberation or mukti or moksha or anything you name it and you have got it, whatever you want. To achieve that, you have only one option, that is bhakti yoga. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusha pradam. Even if you are all kind of material desire you have, or you don't have any kind of material desire, or you want to merge into impersonal Brahman, or you want to perform pure devotion service, whatever you want or you don't want, the only way to achieve is the pure devotional service. Tivrena Bhakti Yoga. And you should be very serious in Krishna consciousness. This is not an option. I was telling, we eat with the spoon and eat with the hand. There is a difference in eating with the spoon and eating with the hand. Eating with the spoon, it may not be very good for the health and digesting and taste and in any sense. But eating with the hand, it's totally different. It's totally different. Similarly, performing devotional service is the duty of the soul, but you have got this material body. So Prabhupada says, bad bargain, best utilize. So bad bargain is I got a spoon. The soul wants to eat the happiness by performing devotional service. But unfortunately, I've got the spoon. So with the spoon, I'm trying to eat. Of course, I can eat. Of course, I can taste. But it won't be the original one. Just like eating with the hand. Similarly, by this particular material body is the spoon, which the soul has to use. But Krishna is Adokshaja. He cannot be perceived through the blunt material senses. So, because the spoon cannot taste, spoon cannot really do anything, it's mechanical. Like that, this material body and the material senses can neither taste nor really perform anything intelligently. It is dull matter. How can it has intelligence? So, but best use of bad bargain means anyway, somehow or the other, we got into this particular material body, which has birth, death, old age, and disease repeatedly. But now, that the soul has to perform devotional service. So, as a means of performing devotional service, as a training, as you are given training before you get into the real project, you will be given a dummy project for training. So, similarly, this devotional service we are practicing with the material body, but here the dummy project also will become real because it is devotional service practice. Devotional service is eternal. So this is not just a training. Practicing itself is also devotional service. Okay. But pure unalloyed devotional service stage, you will advancing and you will reach that particular state by utilizing over all the senses in the devotional service. So that is wanted. Second important thing is that in this material body, you want to maintain breathing, you have to do, right? Or do you have an alternative? Okay, either you can breathe or you can do A, B, C. You don't have any alternative. You have to breathe to live. You don't have option. Similarly, for the self-realization and achieving the eternal, uninterrupted, ever increasing blissfulness and complete knowledge, and to the complete satisfaction of your constitutional position, no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. To achieve attainment of this particular position, you do not have any alternative other than devotional service. Prabhupada in purport very clearly mentions that what Jiva Goswami has said. He has told that Jiva Goswami said, agree that Bhakti Yoga is not only easy, simple, natural. You see, it's very easy, it's very simple, and it is the Swabhavik, natural, and it is free from all kind of trouble. But it's the only source of happiness and no alternative. No other way, no other way, no other way. Harinama, 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 Iva Kevalam. So there is no alternative. So don't try to do experimental knowledge of trying to become perfection and self-realization and God realization and liberation and all these things. Do not try and waste your time. There's only one way, and that is Bhakti Yoga. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi tivrena Bhakti Yogena jate purusha param. Whether you have all kind of material desire, you don't have any desire, or you want to merge in impersonal Brahman, whatever you want or you don't want, the only way you can achieve what you like is through the devotional service, and there is no option for you. There is no alternative for you. It is not a choice. It is the way you exist by performing devotional service. Just like the way you live is by breathing. Similarly, even if you're in coma stage, breathing, there must be. You don't have an option, whether you like it or not like it. Similarly, devotional service is the way the soul will exist. So, the devotional service is not an option. So, we must practice Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam by all means. Thank you very much. So, anybody has any questions or comments or realization, please do share with me. 5, 4, 3.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji 31 में है 2 words Santam and Anandam. ये संतम and आनंदम क्या होता है?
31 में दिया हुआ परपुट में पैराग्राफ के अंदर प्रभुपाद जी दे रहे कि ये शांतम और आनंदम, जो कि 2 प्रकार का, जो शांतम और आनंदम का मतलब है कि जो डिवोशनल सर्विस में भक्ति, जो भक्त को क्या मिलता है। शांतम का मतलब है कि संतुष्ट, यानी कि तृप्ति, और आनंदम का मतलब है कि ब्लिसफुलनेस, सेवानंद। ये दोनों केवल डिवोशनल सर्विस से ही मिलता है, और किसी रास्ते से ये पा नहीं सकते हैं। ये दोनों वरदान होते हैं, शांतम और आनंदम। ये 2 वरदान मिलता है उन लोगों को जो भक्त है, जो भक्ति करता है, जो भक्ति सेवा में अपने आप को लगाता है। The one who is engaging themselves into the pure, unalloyed, loving, devotional service. The benedictions are given by the Supreme Lord, Shantam and Anandam, the blissfulness as well as the satisfaction of the self. These both are given by Krishna.
धन्यवाद प्रभु.
Thank you very much. So we'll resume our class tomorrow evening, probably at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Let us see. And if I don't give you any message, that means the class will start at 5. Otherwise, I will give the message that it will start at 6. Guru Maharaj is in Kolkata hospital now. He left Mayapur today evening for some urgent checkup and dialysis. Till then, Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
जय
Paditapan Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय.
Vaishnava Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
जय.
Jai Gaur Premanande.